Hey guys, my name's Adam of Junk Drawer Videos on YouTube. I'm also one half of the Blue Chip Prospects for Northland Wrestling in North Bay, Ontario, and I'm just here to make a little prediction about what I think is going to happen at WrestleMania 40. I just want to say the main reason I'm doing this as a video is because I don't want to type it out to every single person that, people want to know what I'm thinking, my friends, and I'm trying to cut back on screen time, so ironically making a video is going to cut back on screen time because I just put it out there like this. So, with that said, here's what I think is going to happen. And if you operate under the assumption that this is going to happen, everything starts making sense. Because everybody's been watching this storyline happen, and the more beats they add to the storyline, the more people think it's confusing, it doesn't make any sense, it's not going anywhere, they're making it up, they're flying by the seat of their pants. But every time there's been a story beat added, it just seems to confirm what I've suspected from day one, and it's getting so obvious that I got to put it out there. Nobody seems to be talking about this idea. But it seems so obvious that I almost think that the CM Punk thing might have just been a red herring. Maybe he was never even scheduled to wrestle Seth Rollins. But what I think they're going to have to do is it's obvious. It's got to be a page out of WrestleMania 10, right? It makes sense because it's a 2-day event. So you've got, it makes perfect sense. You've got Cody and Seth, and you've got Rock and Roman, night 1. And then the winners go on night 2. It makes perfect sense if you think about it. So, because if you think back, we've got The Rock has challenged Roman. Cody has challenged Roman. So we've got that. We've already got the friction there. But now, the press conference, you've got The Rock has got friction with Cody because Cody insulted the ancestors and The Rock slapped Cody. But even before that, why the hell is Seth throwing shade on Roman? And then Roman's calling him his little brother, saying he's in the loser's bracket. And why would you call it? The other thing is, I'm going to get into a little bit of fantasy booking after I lay out the scenario, but why would you refer to a championship belt as the loser bracket? That's not very good business unless you're going to have a way to pay it off, and I've got a way to pay it off that I'm going to get to in the end. But with that said, I think it makes sense. I think you've got to agree, the math kind of checks out. If you go back and you operate under the assumption, okay, yeah, they're building to a tournament. That's why it's not just random guys challenging each other. It's okay, they're building to a tournament between these 4 guys. They gotta create friction in every direction. Makes sense. And Seth, Rock slaps Cody and Seth gets in The Rock's face. That's to create the idea that maybe the Seth could go on to face The Rock somewhere in this tournament. But where I think the interesting part is in the fantasy booking, because you could have The Rock beat Roman, headline 2 WrestleManias, that's cool. Then you can have Cody beat The Rock, that's cool. Then you've got an argument for who ended the Roman Reigns reign. The Rock was the first to beat him, but Cody's the guy to take the title off him. That's interesting stuff, but it's a little too complex for WWE-like sound bites. Honestly, I think all that stuff doesn't matter. I think having The Rock headline 2 nights of WrestleMania would be cool, but having Roman go on, I think more people are going to want that. But I think you can flip a coin on that. I don't think that's important. Where I think the interesting part of this the part where I really like to sink my teeth into it is we've got 2 champions. You remember WrestleMania 10, 2 challengers, right? We've got 2 challengers, not 2 champions, 2 challengers. You've got Cody, who has a legitimate claim because he won the Rumble. And then you've got The Rock, who is on this board of directors, newest person on the board of directors. He signed this contract. It's ironclad to, I don't know how much of this is kayfabe, but apparently he built in a clause that he gets to wrestle Roman at WrestleMania, and I don't know how much of that's real, how much of that's storyline. It doesn't matter. But you've got 2 guys that have the power and the interest in challenging Roman for the title at this year's WrestleMania. So you give it to him. You say, Rock, you get it night 1, you get Roman night 1, and Cody, you get whoever wins on night 2. But Cody, these guys got to wrestle twice in order to win that title, so do you. You've got to pick an opponent of your choosing to wrestle in not a qualifying match, a completely compartmentalized match. And Cody's going to pick Seth. it's obvious, right? Like, Cody's going to pick Seth. He's going to try to unify the titles. So where that gets interesting is you could potentially have Cody beat Seth, go on, and lose again. And Roman's streak goes on forever until he beats Hulk Hogan or whatever, right? And Seth loses the title. But Roman doesn't win the title in that match because it's a compartmentalized match. That tournament is just for Roman's title. That's a fun idea. But I think the better idea, the one that I would go with, is Cody loses to Seth. But that doesn't eliminate him from the tournament, right? Cody still goes on. Cody still, that title match on the books. Night 2, Cody versus whoever's the champ, whoever advances in the tournament. His match is compartmentalized. Cody goes on to win. He finishes the story. But don't forget, Seth beat Cody. Seth, that title that everybody has said means nothing. Automatically, Seth's title's down here right now, let's be honest. But after WrestleMania, it's up here. And can you imagine? Seth Rollins goes out on Monday Night Raw, and all he's got to say, the crowd goes whatever, he's got his title, and all he's got to say, who's in the loser bracket now? And, okay, let me back that up before. I know the first thing everybody's going to say, well, doesn't that completely invalidate Cody's run? You've already invalidated Cody's run before it started. Well, let's back up. Cody's beat Seth 3 times. Seth just had a good night. Seth just beat him once. It muddies the water. You're not sure which title really means more. Because, yeah, Seth beat Cody, but Seth's still up on wins Cody's still up on wins over Seth. Seth beat him on that particular night. Seth's the most recent winner. Cody's beat him more times. So who's really better? Who's really better? Who can say? It's hard to say. It's an interesting idea. With that said, it elevates everyone. It elevates Seth's title. Cody gets to finish the story. The Rock gets to be on WrestleMania. You know, Roman gets the rub from probably gets to beat The Rock. Everybody gets something really cool out of it. And if you remember, The Rock said in his interview about why he didn't do his match last year, it's because he wanted to do something really different. And if you ask me, this is pretty different, pretty unique, and it's going to add a lot to the WWE. So that's my idea. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.